She is a lady that defined a generation for so many and continued decades later. So how fitting that she's about to have a remembrance service at Westminster Abbey. Who? Hi, good morning. Neil Sean here in the heart of London. Nice to see you. This particular story really is for those of a certain age, and perhaps not, because this particular lady, when she was 92, released a greatest hits collection, and that topped the charts here in the United Kingdom. Big success, and made her the oldest chart topper in the world. Wonderful lady. Got to meet her very briefly at a couple of garden parties. Who are we talking about? None other than Dame Vera Lynn. Now, Dame Vera, of course, to many people signifies everything good, if that's possible, about the Second World War. Her songs like White Cliffs of Dover, A Nightingale Sang in Berkeley Square, and, of course, We'll Meet Again are so significant to so many people. And she's been at so many royal events, a huge royal favourite with the Queen Mother, King George, and both princesses, Margaret and Elizabeth. And let's not forget, you know, they weren't that far apart in ages, so you can understand why people got on so well with Dame Vera. She was a lovely woman, very spiky in many cases, knew a business deal very well, in fact. But more importantly, what I liked about her, she knew her worth, she knew her star power, and she was able to sort of continue after the war, recreating herself and rebranding herself so many times. When I met her, obviously she was at a reasonable age at that point, shall we say, and she told me this story about her regular radio programme called Sincerely Yours, which was broadcast during the war from the BBC. And it was a very simple premise, really, that, you know, the guys in the army, the navy, the air force could write into her, and then she would read out their requests and, more importantly, their messages to sweethearts all around the world through the power of radio. A very clever idea, and as she pointed out, it made out that people weren't so lonely. They could connect if letters weren't getting through because of whatever situations they were. Of course, after the war, she went on to great success, still cutting albums, still appearing on all the top-rated shows, and was a big stalwart of the variety circuit. If you're watching that in America, the vaudeville circuit. So she did incredibly well, and was very gracious about people who she wanted to make sure that they got on in life. In fact, another great friend of mine, the brilliant comedian Norman Wisdom, often cited as our British Charlie Chaplin, told me that if it wasn't for Dame Vera swapping places with him, he never would have got his break as top of the bill at the Victoria Palace here in London. She decided at that point, she was living in Brighton or near that area, and wanted to do, you know, basically get the last train. So by swapping with him, she said, no, you know, this could be a big break for you. You take the top of the bill slot. He did, he was seen, and that truly helped his career, and he never forgot it. Dame Vera, we're told, was, of course, a big, as I say, favourite with the British monarchy. And at this particular remembrance service, we are expecting some senior members, at least, of the monarchy to attend, maybe even our gracious Majesty the Queen. If you really want to know what somebody can do through the power of music, and more importantly their forceful personality, helping people through difficult times, then Dame Vera was certainly that kind of lady. And I believe that her sound, her voice, and more importantly her image will live on for so many more years to come. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.